WWE SmackDown versus Raw.
SmackDown versus I go in Raw. All right.
You do not.
I don't.
Good.
You actually do not go in Raw.
I've done it like 3 times, and I'm just like,
I don't understand you.
I'm sure if I had a foreskin, it'd be different for me. But
Shout out Foreskin Gang. I have one.
dude, this has to be in the intro. Oh fuck, it has to be. I'm so glad you're recording.
He testifies in front of the court and just says, "Hey, you don't hate the player, hate the game, baby." He just wins right there.
That should be my quote of the week.
Because it was like, I was in a new city by myself, and I had to
Oh, you
find
sound like a thought.
Why? What?
I relocated to a new city and no one knows me.
Yeah,
I'm so mysterious.
I am. That is my entire life savings is $15 of Cole's cash. Yeah, pretty much.
I think that might be expired, unfortunately.
Oh no!
Because I tried to get involved in like
You would hope.
undergraduate research before everything changed when the COVID nation attacked.
Right.
Oh my god. Was that an Avatar reference?
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to episode 24 of the Unboxing Life podcast. I'm joined by my 3 merry men, Cameron,
What's going on out there?
Daddy David,
What is up, everybody?
and Trevor.
Hey yo! Hey yo, boom boom boom!
And we are
Boom,
in
boom, boom, indeed, because we are going to get right
What are we
into
doing today,
things.
Alex?
box.
Right into
Today's
it.
episode, we're going to talk about college experiences, given that we got some new graduates, or newly graduated boys celebrate.
Gang
Yeah,
shit.
we're going to talk about life and
gang.
everything going on.
Yes, sir.
Some
Hey,
stories.
hey, gang, gang.
We got 3 bachelor's degrees on the podcast, and the 4th coming as soon as you run through college as you have been.
Yeah.
Yes, sir,
Alex.
yes, sir.
Damn.
Sir, I got about 2 semesters left in me, so
I'm
Dang.
sure we'll talk about the finals you survived as we get into the episode, but
indeed,
Yep.
indeed.
This one's gonna be a more chilled back episode. Chilled back,
Yeah.
laid back
Laid
episode.
back.
Maybe like
No,
Christmas as well.
no,
so
no particular theme. Yeah, it's still
Reminiscing
Christmas.
on our college
Hey,
experience.
when they reminisce over you, my God,
My
Alright,
God.
alright.
yeah.
sir. All right.
That's a-
Well, with
Who
that
Who
out
wants
of
to
the way,
start with the
let's,
traditions?
Mhm.
who does?
Sure, it'll be me.
Wait, you
Yeah.
guys look the same. Are you guys recording on the same day? I see the same sweaters. Let's highlight them just in case.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that's right.
David. Yeah, David. Yeah,
Sweater.
yeah.
Get this yet
That
again.
black
Yeah.
sweater.
If you want to pause the
I got
video and
on.
read that, you're more than welcome to. I think it might be mirrored, but I don't know. Anyway.
Either way.
I got my Coca-Cola bears on. Still,
Yeah.
we keeping
Yeah.
me warm.
Mickey Mouse. You see him with the night
Little
before
little
Christmas?
Illuminati.
Yeah, the big shoulders right there. That was. Yeah. Mickey Mouse, shout out.
All right.
You
so
look like you're wearing a snapback.
Who does?
Why?
Oh,
Alex.
Is that?
That is
Yeah.
kind of funny, yeah.
It's
yeah.
not. Yeah, he's wearing a hat.
It's like a proper
Yeah, there you
elf
go.
hat instead of a Santa hat. It's pretty dope.
Dope.
What's up? Yeah.
Who wants to give the tradition, baby?
You want me to
Cameron said he
pop
wanted
off
to go.
and start
Oh.
out?
Get
Let's
away.
get it.
All right.
Give it away.
Our fact for this week. In 2009, a man named John Kane found a vulnerability in a casino's virtual poker machine, which allowed him to cash out more than he had bet on winning hands, netting him hundreds of thousands of dollars before the casino figured him out and took him to court. The final ruling in the court case was that Kane would be allowed to keep all of his winnings because he was simply pressing buttons he was allowed to press.
Wow. That's what's up.
And then
Hey,
he was
Red
killed 3
Casinos.
weeks later.
Yeah. Seriously.
Under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
I figured
had
he's
an
probably
accident.
doing fine, but the fact came from the whole court case has its own Wikipedia page, so
Jesus Christ, what's it called?
it's like United States versus Kane or whatever. It's
Oh my god.
I don't know. It might be the name of the casino.
United States? I thought it was a casino.
United States versus Kane. I was Board of Education.
They took him up the freaking chain, I guess. So I don't know. It might not be United States. I should probably look that up and clarify that. But anyway, yeah,
Whole country sued him.
he wasn't doing any hacking, anything like that. He was just playing the game, and he figured out that like if you press this button this way at this time or whatever it was he did, that you get to
On the
you
cheat
get
code.
your earnings like double tripled. It didn't say how much, but he ended up making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of it, and he gets to keep all of it.
Probably felt
Shout out
super
to
cool
Jonathan.
after that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Jonathan.
That's
Back when you had to input combos for the cheat codes.
That's such an
Hey.
insane. Oh yeah. That's such an insane W in that court case when you're like, well, fuck, they caught on to me, and then the judge like, technically, you didn't break any rules. You
Yeah,
just,
nah.
you just
Yeah.
played the game.
It was their fault.
It's
He just
on
goes
them,
up-
so he just
he-
keeps
he
all his
just-
money. Yeah.
He testifies in front of the court and just says, "Hey, you don't hate the player, hate the game, baby." He just wins right there.
That should be my quote of the week.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, speaking of quote of the week, what is the quote of the week?
Oh, true.
Oh, frick me.
So,
God
so this one comes from Daddy David,
Me.
and it's don't hate the player, hate the game. No.
Yeah.
So I went to St. Augustine last week, Thursday, and we went to the historic district, and they have a whole bunch of shops and stuff. If you've ever been, it's pretty cool. It's like a little in-person village.
Yeah.
Isn't that the oldest city in America? St. Augustine.
I
I think it's
Could
St. Augustine
be.
because
don't
we're going to
know.
talk about it.
Could be.
I just did a road trip up from Miami all the way to Massachusetts back home, and we drove by there, and my dad said something about that to me, and I looked it up, and it's I think it's the oldest like officially incorporated city in mainland America, founded
Oh,
by
wow.
the conquistadors themselves.
Yeah,
Right.
it was. Yeah.
Spanish.
And
Yeah.
there you go. If you wanted a second fun fact of the week, Cameron's got you.
Yeah.
Just
Uh-huh.
stays up to date on these facts.
So anyway,
It's incredible. It is incredibly old. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called the historic district for a reason. And all the shops are very, very enclosed. They're very small. It's like my bedroom size. Yeah,
Oh,
woo! Yeah, woo!
Hey.
there was a bit of a party going on in the background there, so you might. hear
Yeah.
that.
Hopefully, you guys don't hear it too much, but
It's fine.
Yeah,
They
cool,
can,
bro.
They can
You
barely
can
hear.
hear
it. Just keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
sure. Yeah. So I found this little plaque, and it has a quote by Ernest Hemingway. Jesus Christ, if I
the
could
guy.
speak. And it said, he said, "Try to learn to breathe deeply, really to taste the food when you eat, and when you sleep, really to sleep. Try as much as possible to be wholly alive with all your might. And when you laugh, laugh like hell. And when you get angry, get good and angry. Try to be alive. You will be dead soon enough."
Mm.
That's some great words to live by. Ever
Yeah.
since I read that quote, I have been eating differently. I have been trying to savor my food and actually, not just inhale it for my nutrition.
Dang,
So, yeah,
I'm all about
It's
that.
cool
Yeah.
quote. I
That's
took a picture of it. I tried to get it all sly because I don't know how they feel about me taking pictures of their merchandise, but
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Ernest
nice.
was a baller. He
Yeah.
Dope.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
all right.
All right,
All right. Who's
I want to
next?
hear my daddy joke of the week
Okay. I got you.
or of the episode, I guess, because it's not week anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we
But,
stick to the schedule,
Yeah,
ladies
coming
and
at you with the
gentlemen.
double uploads,
Sure.
hopefully. Out here now.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What'd you just throw?
We're going to take off like Santa Claus and Christmas night.
Fuck
Okay.
yes, baby.
Yes.
Oh my
Speaking
God,
of
that's
Santa Claus,
not yours.
Speaking of
joke.
Santa Claus,
The joke is about him, is about
you
the homie.
manufactured that segue for yourself. Speaking of Santa Claus,
right? You're right. Speaking
that's
of
dope.
Santa,
No, well done. Keep it going.
Segway
All right.
Kings.
here's the joke. Here's the joke, my boys. How did Santa pay for his sleigh?
With them, he was a pimp for the hose mad, right? Like them hose.
Jesus. Nice tie-in, honestly.
My God.
Okay, he
How
didn't
did-
pay nothing. It was on the house.
Oh my
Oh, the
god.
sleigh was on the house. Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. I like it.
Gotcha.
I like the Christmas ones. Yeah, that's
You
nice.
know it's good when you cringe.
Yeah.
That's true.
Good stuff.
Dad, shut up.
Definitely like it.
You're embarrassing me.
Remember this? Yeah,
That's how it
for
is.
later
That's
I'll
how
use
it is.
it.
All right, Dad,
Oh,
give us
man.
your music of the 3 days.
Yeah, all right. So my
Track of the episode, I think we should call it. I guess.
Yeah.
my two. I'm gonna break the rules a little bit. I wanted to do 2 tracks because we have such 2 big events going on.
To be
Double.
fair,
Uh-huh.
Cameron did 2 fun facts and I did 2 quotes.
Oh
So
yeah,
you're really not breaking the
Yeah.
rules. Yeah, we're just
Frick
mending
you
them.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah, fuck all y'all.
That kind of told 1.5 jokes. So.
That's true. Yeah,
What-
yeah.
that's true.
Dang.
So we lit out here,
yeah.
unlike
Well,
David's room.
Yeah, we got
That's
a
true too.
dark.
The daylight went away, and so did everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm in like the sunken place or something. In the normal world, I don't know.
Daylight David.
Yeah, but okay. I want to do my favorite. Can you chill?
Trevor needs to fucking relax right now.
I'm vibing.
Hey,
Yeah.
man. Hey, man.
What's up?
When you laugh as hard as you can, or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
hell
that
yeah.
part
'Cause
is.
we'll be
Yeah.
dead soon enough. I'll give you the floor.
All right.
Thank you. I want to do my favorite Christmas song, and this could spark all y'all's favorites. This is a shared
Yeah.
one, but I was gonna do "Oh Holy Night." I like the rendition by Andre Bocelli. I think that's how you
Oh.
pronounce it.
Oh yeah.
It's
out.
it's great, man. I don't know.
Can you
great.
give us like a little of the melody?
Oh,
you remember it?
holy night, the stars are brightly shining. But the best part, the part that makes the song, is when he goes, "Oh, on." And
Wiggle,
he
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
angels voice. Yeah, dude.
Fire.
That'll hit you, man. That'll get you right in the freaking stomach when you are ready to hear it.
Noise.
Andrea
disagree.
Bocelli is a dope dealer.
Yeah.
He's really
For
out here
those-
in these streets.
That's one way of putting
For
it.
those who don't know, do you know who he is? Are you familiar with him?
I remember like despising his concert poster art because it kept getting shoved in my email list and I hated it because it was just him like smiling and looking around, like he like looked on the side and he was just like, and I'm just
First
like,
of all,
I'm never seeing you again. Like I don't ever want to see you now.
that's very offensive because he's actually blind.
Uh-huh.
Bye, Trevor.
You
You're
might never
canceled
want to see
now.
him, but he
You're
actually
canceled.
can't see you. So
We can't have you on the podcast
Fuck.
anymore.
Damn.
that's messed up.
No, I honestly I had no idea he was blind, but like
Yeah.
the picture was just him just like
Uh-huh.
Doesn't open his eyes. What for? What?
Yeah, for what reason?
He has
For what reason?
for someone with no vision. He has the gift of voice because
Of an angel.
his voice is amazing. It's magnificent.
For sure.
Yeah.
He's like an opera sort of voice, kind of.
am I gonna get
Yeah.
canceled for that?
Yeah, I think your career is over. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
GG. It was nice.
I meant no malice towards him.
No.
You just didn't like the picture, yeah.
You barely,
That's all.
You barely did.
Exactly.
it,
But-
One of my
Just kept getting shoved in my email.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come see
One of
him
my-
because he was coming on Valentine's Day.
he always
Yeah.
comes in February. He comes to
Yeah.
Emily in February.
Uh,
One of my favorite Christmas albums of all time is Andrea Bocelli with Mary J. Blige.
Oh, I didn't know they
That's-
did that.
That's
That's
gotta
kinda
be
dope.
a banger for sure. Yeah. Goddamn.
Dope collab.
Both great vocalists. Yeah, man. What are you guys' favorite Christmas songs, real quick? Your number ones.
I forget.
I have 2. It's probably tied. Like now that I think about it.
Okay.
I like the reason why I like this one so much is because it was on the Toyota end of the year commercial every year, and like just the way they had it orchestrated, and it was all theatrical with like a bunch of like pretty chicks in red dresses, and they were just like dancing around the cars, and it's just like buy a new Toyota. But it's I don't know what it's actually called, but it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, that's what it's
That
called.
that track, yeah, that's what it's called.
Yep.
That shit that gets me in the mood for sure.
Yeah.
That one
is-
and what
yeah, that was in like the Christmas song when I was a kid. Like
for
just,
sure.
like,
Yeah,
we're in
absolutely.
me.
It's
Yeah.
a super bop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one and
I have
Walking in a
Okay.
Winter Wonderland.
That's fun.
I like-
yeah.
I like
You
that one a
definitely
lot,
have the
too.
fun ones,
That
Yeah,
one's
those are
good, too.
fun. Yeah.
There's a lot of really, really good ones, for sure.
For sure.
I think I like. This is a shout out to my dad because this is his favorite Christmas song, I believe. But yeah, is Bruce Springsteen does a rendition of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That's really, really good, and he just like belts it. And it's really, really entertaining. It's like his brand of rock version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So that one's really good.
Boss.
And then
The boss. Nice.
Bing Crosby from the movie White Christmas sings White Christmas,
Probably dope.
and his voice is
That
gorgeous, and the song is really good, and it's original to the film. So that's a great Christmas movie, actually. If you want to watch that one, I've
never seen it.
Old time one, yeah.
Isn't that
it's black
song
and
was
white.
like it was like one of the biggest selling singles in American history, right? That song. It was like
Oof,
ridiculous.
I couldn't tell you, but probably.
Which
I
one?
heard, White Christmas by Bing
'Cause
Crosby.
I know the movie was insanely popular, so still
Can you
is,
sing
Yeah.
it?
obviously.
Because I don't know any of these by track name.
I'm dreaming of a white
White
Christmas,
Christmas.
Okay.
just like
Just like
the ones I
ones
used to
I
know.
used
Oh, I'm getting hot under the collar.
You should. Yeah.
He sings it
When you're hot,
definitely better than I
you
do, so you can check that one out.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, dope. Did you say Alex?
get off of your phone.
What's your
I
choice?
think I don't know. One of my favorites that is probably it's not a traditional Christmas song, but I make sure to throw it on every time. But it's "Christmas in Hollis" by Run DMC.
That's
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Before we started recording, I love that. I wish there were more. There's some good hip hop Christmas songs, but there's not a lot.
Yeah,
I
there's
like
not-
I'm trying to think of one that I would know. But I don't
Holiday
think
by
I know.
Lil Nas just dropped. That's a pretty good one.
Oh my god.
Dang. There's Run the Jewels has one actually.
Do they?
It's
Is it
it's sort of
holiday
like
themed or Christmas themed?
it's called a Christmas effing miracle, and it's it's a fantastic song. It's just like the closer on Run the Jewels 1, but I don't know if it was like meant to be like played on the holidays, but it sounds like a Christmas song, and it's great. Yeah,
Nice.
That's fun. I'll probably look at that.
yeah.
Who's
I haven't-
run the jewels?
What?
Hey, bro.
Hey.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. And then the other one was just going to be a celebratory song. I wanted to do a song off the album
hands.
Graduation, of course.
Oh yeah.
Thematic.
Oh yeah.
Can't Tell Me Nothing by Kanye West.
Nuh-uh, you can't tell me nothing.
Nothing.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
My boys, y'all made it through a freaking crazy year of school,
Fuck yeah,
online,
baby.
wacky, unpredictable. So I think from now, no one can tell you nothing. And
Hey.
you can you have the confidence, you can get through whatever. So congratulations.
Thanks, man. I
On your-
appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate that a
Fuck
lot.
yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very fucking hectic year to say the very least. And I
Yeah.
think
Absolutely.
last week was the most stressed I've ever been in terms
Man.
of just making sure that I passed that class. So
All facts,
Yeah.
no printer.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, y'all been going through it. God dang.
Absolutely.
no, we
All
There
right.
you
we
go.
lit. We lit. Yeah. So
I'm gonna know.
for those who don't know us, I have my bachelor's degree in finance and a accounting minor from UCF, and my boy Cameron
Hell yeah.
has his bachelor's in anthropology from University of Miami.
Fuck yeah. Go Canes.
We lit. Go Canes.
Hey.
It's great. Doobie. UCF night.
No. Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Yeah, we lit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Very nice.
so what's your guys' GPA? No, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well,
Okay.
actually, that'll be part of what I talk about when I go through my whole fiasco that was the 4 years of college and the major change and everything. And my GPA is like way better than I ever imagined being able to get it back up to. So that's pretty.
Yeah.
As you go through my transcript, it just gets better and better, and it's fucking feels good, man.
Nice.
I think I transition. Shout out to anyone that understands that.
Yeah.
I think I changed major like 5 times, like in my tenure at school.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it takes a
Yeah.
while. No one really tells you, even if you have advisors and maybe they they put off the feeling like they care about you. They really don't. They don't really care. They're
they're
just
used to
doing
it.
their job.
My advisors
They're
didn't
very
even bother
useless.
pretending like they cared about me.
Yeah,
At
they're
least at
they're
least the
there to
first
get
ones.
paid. They didn't really do a whole lot for me. I kind of did everything myself. So.
For anyone going into college or going through the early years of college, that's like one of the number one tips I can give you is don't ever listen to your advisors. Like
Well,
I
It depends.
Well, listen, you can listen to them. It
Their
it
word
depends
shouldn't be
because
gospel.
okay, yeah.
you have to take them at their weight. You have to
Yeah,
take it with a grain of salt.
I guess you listen to them and then you check out everything they said to make sure it's correct. Because I got screwed multiple times by them just telling me stuff that wasn't true at all.
You have the world at your
absolutely.
fingertips.
Yeah,
Just start doing your analysis.
Well,
do
that's-
your own research.
That's
do your own
rough too,
fact
though.
checking.
That's
Yeah.
rough too, though, because like one of the manner in which I got screwed over by my advisor, which ended up like started me down the road of ending up changing out of the major. Well, I changed out of the major because I didn't like it, but I was also fucking like failing the math, because for a few reasons. But the central reason is that so high school APs, right? The final test you take, then you get a 1 through 5, is like based on a curve. So like you can get a 60 on an AP, like a 60%, and get a 5 because everyone else, like the best score anyone got was a 60 or whatever. And so that's what happened to me in I took AB calculus or AP calculus AB calc in senior year of high school. Took the test, felt like I did I didn't feel like I did horrible, but I was like, wow, I could have done fucking better. And then I got a 5 on the test.
Dang.
You got a 5 on your calculus test?
On my AB calculus exam at the end of
I took that in my junior year, and no one got above a 2 except for one chick.
Man.
Yeah. No,
We all got one because our teacher was ass.
Yeah, I was really good at math. So that's what I'll get into, and part of what I wanted to talk about was best and worst professors. So I cruise into frickin' UMiami with a credit in, because I got a 5 on that, I could credit out of calculus 1. But I was like, listen, man, this is college calc. I'm not sure I can just like zip on over to 2 when I feel like I didn't actually even do that well on the test. It was just subjective that I got a 5. And so I go in as a computer science major in the College of Arts and Sciences, and I have the advisors they give you are just like faculty members that they make be advisors. So this guy has absolutely no interest in advising me. Like you were talking about, like they were just being fake nice. This guy just could not fucking like get me out of his office faster. And so I go into his, I schedule an appointment, and I go in, and I'm like, listen, I'm worried about my course schedule. You know, I'm like, I explained to him exactly what I just explained to you guys. And it's like, should I just take Calc 1, even though I've credited out of it, just so that I, you know, do fine? He was like, you'll be fine in Calc 2. It's just whatever. Like, you'll be fine. It like if you credit it out, it's like you're not missing anything. Like just
Calc 2 is like the hardest college math class for undergraduates, at least.
Yep. I took Calc 2. My teacher was just like completely unreasonable, completely detached, like had no interest in teaching this Calc 2 class. He's like a mathematics major. He's got his doctorate and fucking some bullshit. So like Calc 2 is like the dullest part of his day. So he's just like completely detached, like teaching freshmen and sophomores freaking calculus. And lo and behold, I skipped a few steps. So I'm actively trying to teach myself the calculus that I missed, while also falling behind in a calculus class that is being taught by a guy who does not fucking care. And our Wednesday class, it's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Our Wednesday class is like a homework class, which is taught by a TA. And it's not her fault. Like, obviously, English is a hard fucking language. I don't blame anyone for, you know, having an accent, anything like that. But, like, they should have realized that for a very complex math, like Calculus 2, that they should have someone who's able to, like, legitimately explain themselves in the language of the students that they're teaching. So she would talk fast in accented, I think she was Chinese, in accented English, and she would just do the problem and then go, everybody good? Okay. And then erase it off the board. So I'm just like, I'm like at a complete fucking loss in this class. I'm falling behind. I'm like doing terrible on the homework. All the tests are fucking like ridiculous to me. If I didn't have, he allowed us to have like one cheat sheet of formulas, and if I didn't have that, I definitely would have just failed, like quite literally failed every test. So I drag myself through that fucking class, teach myself as much as I can. Thankfully, because the class is awful, everyone else is also doing as bad as me, basically, besides the people who like should be there and are being math majors and all that shit. So I take the final, do terrible, get it back. Because everyone's failing the class, he curves the fuck out of the final grade, and so I finish with a D+, I think. So that's enough. That's enough for the major. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Fucking overachiever Cam was like, nah, they have the undergraduate repeat rule in which you can take a class and you can retake the same class. And
How did you do this?
And the grade. Why did I do this?
It's called grade forgiveness.
Did I do this? It's yeah. I was giving the term for it at Miami.
Yeah.
So I retake the fucking class. I thought, because once again I was advised terribly, that it kicked in automatically. No. You have to do the paperwork and submit the fucking paperwork before the semester even begins. So you have to do that shit. So I didn't even realize that. So I take this class again. I get an even worse professor somehow. This is like exactly where my whole like the professor matters almost more than the course material when you select college classes. Like, use fucking ratemyprofessors.com, because it is like your most important tool for getting good classes and doing well, because it's like the professor makes the class entirely. And so it's fucking ridiculous. So I get a worse professor somehow. The TA is fine. I'm doing okay. And that's when I like start falling off the fucking wagon in terms of like my mental health and everything. And so I basically just say, okay, you know what? It's fine. The F won't count. It'll just be the D+, and that's fine and whatever. No. I now have a D+ and an F in Calc 2.
Bro.
Oh my god.
I didn't know that.
And the thing is too, like, you can tell if you look at my transcript that I'm not fucking dumb. It's just the way the class is, because I have like A, B, F. It's like, it was fucking ridiculous. So I took the class again, this time doing the paperwork to try to get rid of the F. And this is now my third semester of college. And I fucking fail the class again because my mental health at this point is just completely fucking tanking. And so I did the paperwork, so the F replaces the first F, and then now I just have a D+ and an F in calculus 2, and I'm like, fuck it, fine, I'll take the D+. Passing that class is all I need for the major. I'll fucking move on. So I move on, and then this is spring of my sophomore year, and my mental health tanks even fucking further, and I'm in discrete math and one of the driest fucking computer science classes you can take in your fucking life. And so I like largely ceased going to class and all this shit, and I ended up dropping out of those classes and finishing the semester with just the other two classes that I had. So now I'm transitioning out of computer science because I decided I don't like the major. I'm basically failing the math. My mental health is going in the toilet. All this shit. So that's where I was at. I take my next semester, my fifth semester, in order to, I just do electives. I just do like all the bullshit that I have to do that's not for my major while I decide what major I want to take. And so I get like all A's and a B and that shit, and so I'm like feeling better about myself now. Like, I'm going to class, I'm taking notes, I'm like actually like participating in college and liking my classes and not hating my day to day. And then so after that, and I was still working on a Spanish and a psych minor at that time as well. So I knew I was going to do those two things. I just didn't know what my major was going to be. So I go from there, and I decide on anthropology, and I start taking anthro classes, and I fucking love my anthro classes, and I keep taking anthro classes, and I'm loving the major, and I just like that major change, and like, because I was viewing myself, and I was like, do I really want to sit in front of a computer for 8+ hours a day for the rest of my life just coding? Like, because that's what I would have been doing with my degree, and I was like, I don't want to fucking do that. And so now I did the complete 180 from computers, and now my science is people. So that's the long and the fucking short, the short and the fucking long, I should say, of how I ended up in anthro, how advisors and professors matter so fucking much, and I I forget her last name, but Jan was what she went by, which was this older woman who had been in the advising program for fucking ever, to the point where she was leading it. And I met directly with her, and without her like guidance and assistance, this is why I say like not all advisors are bad, because without her guidance and assistance, I wouldn't have found anthropology. I would not now love my life the way I do, and everything would have just gone. I probably would have failed out of college after being like, I think I was like the second ranked in terms of grade in my high school for like 2 out of the 4 years. So, it's be fucking careful, anyone in high school that's listening, because that transition can happen very, very fucking fast, and before you know it, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how the school works, and you need someone to help you through, and that person might not be there. So, use the resources to the best of your ability, and just be careful, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Wow. That's
Crazy.
yeah, there's a lot to learn from that. That's a success story.
I love and hate Miami for those reasons, but yeah.
Jeez.
It's kind of interesting about like the whole calculus thing, because for me, wanting to go and health science major, wanting to go to medical school, for medical, like the only requirements, the most math is like Calc 1.
Yeah.
So I had to take that in the summertime this year, and it was online.
That sounds
Didn't
awful.
they update that? Like you have to take Calc 2 now, or is that
No.
that's not a thing? Okay.
I hope for your sake you didn't.
No, so I took Calc 1. The professor was great. We had like open notes on the test, and I got an A in Calc 1. Though it's definitely work because it's Calc 1. But like, I would just be sitting there in lectures, and the professor would be like, oh, so you're gonna talk more about this theorem in Calc 3, and I'm like, Calc 3?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
just like,
1,
you're
2,
freaking
3, and then there's differential equations, and
Yeah.
it just
Like,
doesn't.
well, I
end.
feel bad for anybody in this class who has to make it to Calc 3, because I'm done after Calc 1 with any
Yeah.
math. So
Right.
And the thing I will say, the last thing about the professors, is that I had a person on my floor taking Calc 2, but with a different professor, and he got a fucking A in the class, and this kid is a brick because he got an A in the class because his grades were all tests, and it was all 3-question multiple choice, and the professor curved the fuck out of it. And it was
question?
Wow.
It was 3 option multiple choice, and from what he said, the options weren't even close to each other. The most difficult thing about calc is that you can get most of the way to your answer, and then like fuck up a formula and like flip the fraction or do whatever. Like you can make a small mistake that fucks up the next like 8 steps, and it was very easy when one of the answers is definitely in front of you to say, okay, I fucked up somewhere, and then go back. So yeah, it's professors fucking matter, dude. Look, ratemyprofessors.com for anyone in college or going into college is your best fucking friend.
All right.
All right, so we're coming back, taking an intermission. Trevor relocated. So.
Yeah,
Change
dude, like they're just having a very loud get together, so I had to move rooms because it's picking up.
All right.
So that's fun.
I do quarantine from the sound as well.
Jesus.
There it
Anyways.
is.
So, yeah, here we are.
So that's my
So
college synopsis, yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff.
I definitely don't want to have a college synopsis, but I mean, I guess I can do like just.
You said you
Yeah.
had 5 major
Like-
changes.
Yeah,
Do a montage
I started
of
off
sorts.
as a pharmacy major, and
I remember that actually.
yeah, that was a very long time ago. That was like at least 4 years ago
Yeah,
now.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I remember getting up at like 7, or I had to be at Valencia at 7 a.m. for my bio class that I was taking the first semester that I was in college. I was like, never again. I'm not doing another morning class. But I was like a slave to my schedule because I worked at UPS, and like UPS is awful because it's the only part-time job that you have to be there 5 days a fucking week. So we had to work from like 5 to 10, and it was variable. So I had to take everything midday or earlier so that I could have enough time to do homework and all that shit.
Respect the grind.
And I have no debt, which is the whole reason I worked at UPS was
Can't
because
relate.
I didn't want to. Uh-huh.
I said, can't relate. I am swimming in this debt, my guy.
Jesus.
It'll be all right.
We'll be all right in 30
Yeah,
years.
Yeah, you'll be paying for the
But-
rest of your life. It's all right.
Yeah.
Just it's like
Definitely
it's
a
like your
lot-
kid, but you don't have to take it to college. It's already there.
But it's just as
It's
annoying.
Yeah.
definitely a lot rougher when you have out of state tuition rather than in state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have paid. I actually got. I don't know. Never mind. I won't talk about finances at this point. You can just keep going.
I could talk about finance.
Do it.
No,
You can. You have a degree in
That's
it.
one of his
I have a
main
degree,
things.
baby.
Baby.
The funny thing is, like, at least for my major, it was like the exact same principles every class for the most part. Once you got into the major, it was just shown differently, and you operated differently with them, and it was like it was the most odd thing to me because I'm just like, I've heard this already, so I would just like tune out of so many lectures because they were talking about things that I already know about.
Yeah.
And then my last class, or one of my last classes, called financial derivatives, flipped everything on its head, and he's just like, oh yeah, you think you know how to evaluate bonds, but you don't because you're using the wrong interest rate the whole time, and they don't tell you how to actually use the right interest rate because, like, he taught me what's called a zero curve, like a continuously compounding zero curve, versus using the same interest rate for, like, you know, however many bonds that you want to evaluate. So I was doing everything wrong just for theoretical purposes, and then I get to that class, and then it's like, hey yo, you've been doing it wrong the whole time. Here's how to actually do it.
Yeah.
So college is fucked. Let me just put it there. If you're just getting into college, realize that you're not going to be using 85 to 90% of what you learn.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
It definitely depends. For me, at least, I learned much more in my 3 months as an intern at my previous position than I did 4
Yeah,
years at college. So 5 years.
That's true
Yeah.
for most everything. Job experience trumps, college classes in a lot of ways, and basically every field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything.
A lot of people just say college is mainly for expanding your mind and getting out there and whatever, I guess. You can look at it that way. I don't know. You have your degree.
Emptying your pockets.
Emptying your pockets. That's one of them. Yeah. So, yeah.
Nah, I'm a do me arigato.
Yeah. That's funny. So that was that one of your favorite classes when everything changed? Because I feel like
Oh, for sure. That was
Yeah.
the most applicable college class I've ever taken. It's
Oh.
very engaging.
Yeah,
and it was
I'm sure.
actually entertaining versus mind-numbing lecture after mind-numbing lecture.
yeah.
That's
It was fun.
That's how I
Glad
lost
to
interest
be
in-
done.
in
I'm
CS.
very. It's weird to know that I'm not gonna have homework because I do plan to go back for my MBA, just to
Mhm.
increase my salary cap for the next however many years I work. But it's weird not knowing, or it's weird knowing that I won't have homework for the next 2 years at least until I go back. Like it's fucking mind blowing. Like because
Yeah.
these past 5 years I've been thinking, okay, when can I? What are my days for free time? What are my days that I need to grind? How long am I going to procrastinate? How will I hate my life this week? Is essentially
Yep.
how I've been operating
Yep.
for 5 years. So to know that the scariest thing I have coming up is 2 job interviews next week is very refreshing, and I feel like I
Yeah.
can actually live. I
That's
I
dope.
I have all these quotes about like making life to the fullest and living as positively as possible, but like I can finally do that, and it feels really fucking nice.
Yeah.
Dope.
That's awesome. Yeah. School can mess with that for sure.
Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah, I feel
I mean,
the
it
exact
takes
same
half
fucking
your
way.
life away, literally.
Knowing that I'm gonna get, I mean, I'm applying to a variety of jobs, but not, like, assuming I end up in one of the writing ones I'm applying to, knowing that I'm gonna be getting paid to write papers instead of paying other people to make me write papers, that's a
Yeah.
good feeling.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
pretty dope.
Definitely increases the
For sure.
motivation.
Yeah,
Dang,
it's
yeah.
really up to you at this point, which is our next. I guess we can. Do we want to talk about like our next steps professionally? Like, what do you guys want to do for the next year?
Sure. Yeah.
Mr. Alex is still in college, so not graduating yet.
Yeah.
But
But I've had
David
some
graduated.
interesting-
David graduated a fucking while ago now.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
It's been like a year and a half, right? It was 2019, right?
Yeah. About a year and a half. Yeah.
Fuck FSU.
Oh no, I've had some interesting developments over the
Yeah.
past few
For
weeks
real.
in terms of the future.
Yeah, let's let you off the
Yeah.
bat.
So like one of the classes I took this past semester was research methodology, and it was like a health research class.
What's
Okay.
your
It
was like-
your
like-
major? What you're going into?
I'm a health science major. Trying to go to medical school.
Mhm.
Pre-med.
That's the
okay.
goal. Pre-med. Yeah.
Cool,
So I'm
cool.
taking one of the classes is like health science, like method research methodology, and it's like
Yeah.
about like reading different like studies and analyzing stuff. And the professor was a cool guy. It was all online. I met with him a few times in his office hours, and since he's a research teacher, like I figured he would know about like research because I tried to get involved in like
You would hope.
undergraduate research
Mhm.
before everything changed when the COVID nation attacked.
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
my god. Was that an Avatar reference?
Yeah, I was gonna. When you said everything changed, I was gonna make a Fire Nation joke if you didn't.
There
Well,
you go.
yeah.
So well
Back
done.
before everything changed, I was like trying to like figure out like what I can do like for undergraduate research because that stuff looks good on like a medical school application.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then like everything hit the fan, so pretty much like, and then I was online. I've been home for 8 months,
Yeah.
So when I took this class, the teacher was a really nice dude. So I talked to him about it, like if he knows, because most research got like shut down, and now it's slowly starting to pick back up. So I asked him if he knows of like any opportunities, and he told me like he has like some students that he like kind of mentors, sort of. That if I like would, if I followed up with him like after the semester's over, can like get more information. So I followed up with him right after, like on Monday actually, when after the week of all finals, and I was like following up with you about, I'd like to follow up about this information that we spoke about if you recall. And he's like, yeah, I'll be happy to take you on as a student.
Dang.
It's fucking
that
sick.
I'll
Yeah. I did the white boy dab.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's still waiting for the different things to be approved by the school and stuff. But he said he'll be in
Dope.
contact with me, so I have that going on.
Sweet. Good
Fuck
shit,
yeah,
That's
baby.
legit.
nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you. I'm on
Yeah.
my way.
Yeah. We moving up in the world. Never
Nice.
staying in place.
Yeah.
For sure.
I
Cool.
can't keep staring at the same ceiling fan when I feel like I ain't got no ceiling man.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's that?
No,
Who's
yeah,
that?
I'm fucking Little Sean.
Oh, nice.
As opposed to medium, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Medium rare Sean. That's my favorite Sean.
Yeah, right.
Prefer the medium. So.
I take my Sean.
Medium.
I'll take him medium.
Yeah.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
Transition. David.
Okay. David,
What's good?
tell us about it.
Tell us about your foreskin.
No, bro. I don't want to hear about that.
I do not think I will.
Not on the podcast anyway. Call me later.
I do not think I will do that.
So
Later.
call me later.
No, but yeah, so I graduated back in the middle of last year, 2019. And
I remember the Spider-Man tie. That
Yeah,
was the fly shit.
graduation.
I was swagging out for sure. But yeah, so I had I won't get into it too much, but I had a bunch of stuff going on that made me not want to do anything. So I was like really lazy for a while, and I got like I did odd jobs. I'm always kind of the guy to help out with family stuff, and maybe I get paid for certain things if it's another family. And then Alex and I worked at Kohl's for a little bit. Shout out, and that was all right. But
That was all right.
and then I was like, well, I'm really gonna get on the ball, and then COVID hit, and so it's not really a full excuse by any means, but I've sort of just been searching for stuff, and it's kind of sparse for psychology things right now. Luckily,
Yes.
I have money, a decent amount of. Oh, well, I won't even say that. I just have enough to get by right now, but just trying to find something in my field and not go for something random out of desperation. Like I could, whatever. I could get a part timer and make some money, but yeah,
What I'm hearing is you still have some cold cash.
I did that is my entire life savings is $15 of Kohl's cash. Yeah, pretty much.
I think that might be expired, unfortunately.
Oh
man.
no!
No,
A little
not
bit.
like this. But
Just a wee
Kohl's
little bit.
closed. They can't make shit expire when they're closed.
Yeah.
The-
Thankfully, I don't have student loans anymore. Paid them off, and I
Ooh,
just
true.
Congratulations.
yeah. Thanks. I didn't have much anyway. I was lucky enough to get scholarships, and the in-state tuition wasn't as
That
bad.
helps
And
to FSU,
dad helped
yeah.
so much, and yeah. So, but I guess I didn't say that I graduated with a bachelor's in psychology and actually a minor in humanities because I was going for philosophy, but they were like, "Oh, you don't qualify." At like the last second, I hadn't taken a logic course, and I was like, "Oh, am I gonna graduate?" And like, I don't know. And so then I go to
You can
the
switch it.
I just go to the office and I'm like, "Oh, you qualify for humanities. You already have the stuff done." I'm like, "All right." I didn't need to take anything else. That's technically
Jesus fucking Christ.
my minor because I took like music classes I was interested in, and
That's
yeah.
basically how I ended up with my accounting minor. Was that I was an accounting major before, and I had already taken every single class essentially, except for like I was like 3 classes away from graduating, and I'm just like, I'm not really feeling accounting. So I only needed one
Yeah.
class for the minor, and I took it over the summer, and that was pretty easy money, honestly.
yeah,
So
yeah, that's what's up. So
yeah,
yeah,
does it
but
like for you for your for your diploma? Does it show as a separate item on your
No.
diploma, or
I kind of wish it did, but they were just like it's an internal thing where you have to meet this requirement for FSU, but it doesn't show it.
Yeah.
so? What's
I
the
don't-
point of getting a minor?
They just want you to like they want to say I think that you have these studies done. They just have this like class requirement of like
You can
I
also
don't know.
slap that on your resume.
You could, yeah, you could
Yeah,
still
you could
list that
slap
you
it
have
on
a
your
minor.
resume, but that's
Yeah.
really awful that they don't list it on there.
That's weird, yeah.
Because I mean,
But,
for some people, you had to take like if they took 2 completely different entities of classes, like you would want that recognition on it. Like maybe you were a marketing major, but you minored in music or something like that. Like I
Yeah,
would want it. I would want it on there.
I don't know if
For
any
sure.
place. Well, actually, I don't know much about diplomas, so this is kind of a sweeping statement with no knowledge. But I don't know that any college puts the minors on the diploma.
That's lamesies
Oh,
and should be
yeah.
changed.
I don't know.
yeah, man.
Although,
That means
I mean-
that just means they have to put more effort into the diploma printing process. So basically, not going to happen.
yeah, it's pretty much, but pretty much like, other than like the satisfaction of seeing it, you go to a job and you're like, I have a minor in humanities. They're like, you do? Well, let me see the diploma to prove it.
No,
Yeah,
but
and-
that would be for my own benefit, not for them.
No,
really.
yeah. That's what I said. Besides the satisfaction of having it
Yeah.
on.
yeah, I know. So
On my
Yeah.
transcript, it lists it nice and clean. So that's a thing. At least it is in print somewhere on an official college document. It's just not
that's good.
on the diploma, I don't think, unless I'm just completely wrong and half the colleges in America and fucking wherever else in the world actually do print the minors. But I haven't heard of it being a thing.
It's weird, yeah. So
Like we said,
Oh well.
do your own research.
yeah,
So,
for
yeah.
sure. That's definitely my
Don't
college.
take your facts from us.
Yeah, I had to learn. College was an interesting experience. I had to learn how to rely on myself more, doing my own research and that kind of thing. But also the benefit of like being around people and learning stuff from them too was like, because it was like I was in a new city by myself and I had to like
Oh, you
Find
sound like a
what-
thought.
why what?
I relocated to a new city. No one knows me.
Yeah, I
I'm so
guess so.
mysterious.
I am Body David. Yeah,
Body
Yeah.
David.
I don't know, but yeah, fun times. I don't know. It's
We had a fun time almost 3 years ago now. I came up
Oh yeah.
when was that? Was that January?
Tallahassee.
February? Yeah, it was super early
had
in
to
the
be-
year.
It had to be after or February or after because we watched Black Panther when you were up there.
Yeah, it might have been like early March. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That was in 2018, and that was right around the time that Black Panther was coming out. And I had waited because we planned this forever for us to like Jose and I to come up and see you, and he bailed on that. So I
Yeah.
drove my mom's car up there because at the time I owned a Dodge Dakota that got
Classic.
shit for gas.
yeah.
So I
Was it the
took her
truck?
car up there. Yeah, that was the truck.
Nice.
Classic.
That rickety old
True.
thing.
It treated me well. Gave me next to no problems, but
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I waited like 3 or so weeks to see that fucking movie with you, and it was well worth it. We went to a FSU basketball game and
Yeah, that was dope.
went to see Black Panther. That was
would
pretty
have been.
fun.
I mean, FSU has been good at basketball for a while now, so I was gonna say that's when FSU was good at basketball too. But they have been
Mhm.
good
I believe
for
they
quite a while.
did.
So
Did they win, David? I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It
It was
pretty
fun.
easy
It was
one.
fun doing this bullshit. you know?
Right. Yeah.
the Miami
Dumb
student
stuff.
section does a version of it that looks more like this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I get that.
And we take the chant. We say "fuck you, Seminoles, Seminoles, fuck you," as opposed to "let's go Seminoles" or whatever the hell the normal one is.
Yeah. Wow.
Very, very violent for next to no reason, but
Absolutely, like 100% reason. If you ever watch, if you're at all interested and you go back and you
We're not.
and you look up the highlights of the
Neither
games,
is anybody else.
People, there is like huge fights and shit like that. Like the
Over
rivalry
what?
goes
over schools.
That's why
On
it's
the
no
football
reason.
That is the
field.
dumbest shit. That is the
On the
dumbest
football
shit for me.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually
Yeah.
just don't have any interest in sports, so that's your fault.
No, especially college sports. But
I like sports, but
I like watching them. I don't get the rivalries.
I
I'm gonna be
fucking
honest
love
with you.
rivalries, dude.
I get it. It's something to get into. When people get hurt over them, it's like, what are you doing?
It's a little dumb.
Spoken like a true Patriots fan.
It's basically the what? I mean, if we're gonna get into that, the Patriots basically
No, we're
had,
not.
basically
No,
had no
shut up.
rivals for a while.
Yeah.
No one could touch us.
Yeah. And now,
Well, actually,
what? Tom?
The Giants.
No,
but
never
anyway.
mind.
He lost you, mans.
I'm
You lost
losing
him.
people here, so we can transition back.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Oh, like best and worst stuff. Oh, I was actually gonna say that thing Trevor talked about of how you always keep learning the same thing was definitely it was more true early on. But
Yeah.
psychology is pretty interesting. Like you can, by the end of it, I was just searching out like these weird different classes I hadn't taken, like the forensic criminal psych stuff and all that stuff that I probably wasn't gonna do anything with. But I was like, bruh, like especially like getting out of high school, I took like regular psych and then AP psych, and it's just the same material, just like more or whatever. And
It's
it's
just
like
more rigorous. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
homework is just more involved. It's the same class.
Yeah, that was,
I had the same teacher for both of those too, so it was just the same phrasing for everything. It was like, all right,
Yeah,
but he was great.
I didn't end up taking many high level type psych courses because I didn't have to for my minor, but I took like 5 courses in total or something like that. And so I think I found that to be true in that more than anything else, of learning the same thing over and over again, where they talk about the same studies, and like Pavlov was like one thing we learned about in like 3 of them, and then you learn all about like the transition in thinking of how of how human psychology was viewed, and the different scientists and all the different names, and
Yeah,
it's all the same thing for like the first like couple weeks.
I would get it's this sort of I would get so sick of the history of psychology stuff
Yeah.
and like
And they taught it in every class, bro. It was
it was like the debate of nature versus nurture was crazy. Now we realize it's both. I was like, bro, no, please no. I mean, some of the stuff is like, B.F. Skinner literally like discovered how people and animals learn things on a very basic
Yeah.
level. So it's like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, okay, but there's just a lot of fun to be had if you go into the different stuff, and like cognitive psych is pretty interesting because it's a high level course that's like super technical, and you can go into like if you go into that, there's like coding and like brain studies you have to do
Yeah.
at the same time where you're like detecting brain waves, and there's cool stuff going on. But
Yeah, that's the most like bio type psych class, right? Where it's just like you're actually talking about neurons and neurochemicals and like all that stuff, and the actual chemistry of the brain.
that was more the class for that was like brain and behavior or something like that like every psych student had to take at FSU. That was
I
like
guess-
huge.
My cognitive
Yeah.
more broad strokes then, I guess. I mean, it was the early levels, like I said, so
Yeah, cognitive is like the at least at our school was like how like the structure of your thoughts and like how people like logical things like lead
that's
them to other
interesting.
things.
Okay.
And, yeah,
I might
it's
be
like
thinking of the
super.
wrong class then. I don't know.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, but I don't know.
to
I kind of have story about the worst
Okay.
professors.
Yeah, I want to talk
Like-
about best and worst stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so this semester was probably the roughest for me in terms of like classes and the situation stuff. I was taking a lot of. I was worried going into it because this is the first time I took phys. I had to take physics and I had to take organic chemistry. I had to take physics too, organic chemistry too, and usually I had my schedule
Ugh.
at a point where I'd have to take one major class like that with a lab because they both have labs.
Yeah.
But I'm getting to a point now where I don't have as many classes to choose from, and all the classes I do have to choose from are these really intense classes.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I had to take
Man.
physics 2 with the lab, organic chemistry 2 with the lab, pathophysiology 2, and the health and the research class. And so physics ended up not being as bad because the professor was great. And going back to what Cameron said about it definitely matters the professor, and it sucks because for organic 2 this time around, like it doesn't even matter because he was the only professor, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had a
I've-
monopoly
I've
on
definitely had
the,
that happen.
on the class.
Yeah, that happens and it sucks. And so
Yeah.
because his review was trash on Rate My Professor, but so I knew kind of going into it like, all right, be ready. And I hate the way they kind of like treating these online classes like they're still in-person classes. I
Mm.
mean, before everything, you take an online class and it's like you kind of like have your own pace. You have due dates and deadlines, but like now it's like you have to be in the Zoom meeting at a time at like the same time. And I think it's trash for like being at home.
Mm.
But
Definitely.
But we had lectures were completely like I learned more from reading the textbook on my own than going to the lectures. You had to go to every lecture because there was like these like eye clicker quizzes that he would do every.
Oh, I
those
remember
fucking
that.
things.
I took that.
Yeah.
I
So
had
you
that in
had
one of
to
my
go.
classes.
Had
Yeah,
to
it was
go.
awful.
Yeah.
I never had
So-
to do that, but I had a lot of classmates that did, and they would bitch about it for sure.
So I did pretty bad on like almost every test.
It's a rip.
He said at the beginning, like the very first day of class, he's like, "Well, there's not going to be any like curves or nothing like that because at the end of the day, we have a normal distribution in this class." And so I'm like, "Well, that's the first red flag." You know how in web courses there's like that feature where you can like see the average on the grades?
Yep.
I had
Yeah.
that disabled. You can't see the averages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dang.
So that was another like flag. Another thing was he wouldn't like let us have like group me. There was no you weren't allowed to have group me.
What?
Really?
How does he even
Yeah.
check
Wow.
that?
I
How
don't
does he
know, but I don't know.
I'm sure
Someone,
like a lot of TAs
started-
get seated into those. Like it's
Yeah.
it's weird.
Mm.
someone
Is it-
started
is
like
an
group me,
undercover
like,
student in the class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you joke, but that's the thing.
Jesus.
yeah, someone started a group me and was sharing the link, and then he like shut that down real quick. Like if anybody is on group me, like they're gonna like be penalized. So
What the hell?
a bunch of shit like
Tyrant.
that combined. Like you can't. Yeah, and so coming up on the final, my grade was pretty average. Like it was like a C.
Mm.
And for the percentages, 65% was a C class, which I
Yeah.
guess is like technically a
Same.
5 curve, but it's organic
Hmm.
chemistry. So I calculated my grades at the end, like because 75% of the class is all tests, like that's the distribution. So I calculated my final grade. I needed a 55 on the final to get a C and pass. And which all my tests were around that level, so I'm like kind of like, all right.
Praying up.
So and then I had 3 finals in 2 days, so that was fun. And so when I'm taking this test, like the first 2 questions are easy, and I'm like, all right, this isn't that bad. And then the third question throughout the next 50 questions is all like, this is screwed. I'm
Super
done for.
intensive, hard
Like,
stuff. Damn.
I kid you not, there was like a point where like there was like a point in my, and I'm sure if he watches like the Zoom video, like the recording, not the Zoom, watches the recording, like I'm like about to tear up because I'm like coming to the realization I may very well fail organic chemistry.
Oh my god.
Man.
And so, like I said, I knew I needed a 55, and now I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get a 55. Then I submitted the test. I got a 58. And
Maybe telling us.
if I would have missed 2 more questions, I would have failed.
God damn.
Oh my.
my heart was like, ah.
Yeah,
That's
for-
so-
Yeah, but I was about to cry, like in the camera, like during the
Goddamn.
test. So like that must have been fun. I don't know how many people were like that as well, but
I was a
Some other-
little more privileged with my margins to pass the class. My portfolio management class, I was doing so well that I needed a -2 on the test to get a C. To get a C, so it was really lit.
You're sweating
Yeah.
on that.
For
Yeah.
sure. And then my financial derivatives class, that was my hardest class I've ever taken. And I submit it and I get a 17 out of 18 and my fucking jaw just hits the floor. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you were freaking
we
out.
lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lit. I needed
Mhm.
like a 78 for an A and I'm just like
Yeah.
dancing on y'all ass.
Do
Like,
my little dancey dance.
yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I think I would
Nice.
rather take Calculus 2 again than, from what I heard about, take Orgo. Orgo sounds
would-
like a
I
fucking
would take-
hellscape.
I would definitely take calculus over Orgo.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
It's a weed out
I
class
was-
in
I
every
was-
single fucking university.
It doesn't make any sense because besides the basic concepts, you don't have to go that in depth at all ever
Yeah.
from what they're teaching you.
That sucks. Yeah. School just does stuff. It's not necessary. I was so lucky with my degree. Like, I had to take one math class in college. It was Intro to Statistics, and that was freshman year, and that was it. And
Yeah, I took a stat class, it wasn't that bad.
It's
yeah,
good in this day and age of academia and papers getting published left and right and science journals being like what they are. Statistics is definitely a good one for, the average dude to take, because it's
Yeah.
like
yeah,
like
Applicable.
being able to interpret like research papers and stuff like that, because fucking all the time you look for 5 seconds on the internet, you'll find someone manipulating statistics to make it look like it's a different thing than it is. So
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I found like I had a research methods class too, like Alex, and that was super helpful with that, which
Oh
was
yeah, for
that's
sure.
required in psychology or stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah, I don't know. Did
I
you?
didn't have too many like bad experiences with classes, honestly.
Hmm.
I did when I was an engineering major at the time. Like
Mhm.
3 years ago, I was in Calc 2, and in 2 weeks I withdrew. Like I dropped it immediately because I was just like, this is not for me. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm not up to the caliber of doing this class. I didn't even bother. But
Yeah.
I had a lot of great teachers, honestly. Like my intermediate accounting 2 teacher. Fuck if I fucking remember his name, but he kind of reminded me of Ross from Friends, like in his appearance.
Really?
Super tall, super great guy. I
Funny.
also loved my debt and money markets class. Kevin Mulaney. He's a fan-fucking-tastic professor. He's probably my favorite that I've had over the years. And he was so great that I felt obligated to like email him during like the class and just say, you're doing such a great job. Like,
Yeah.
keep up. Like,
That's the best feeling.
yeah. And we had a couple back and forth. So he was a super cool guy.
Yeah.
And he was like the first professor that like, I don't know if you guys ever had it, but like obviously people just lecture and it's brain dead sometimes. But
Yeah.
then you get those professors that are like a diamond, like a needle in a haystack. And they actually explain to you why
in
you're
the
learning
rough.
it. Yeah, diamond in the rough. They explain to you why you're learning it and not just learning it. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
Like
yes.
he gave us concrete reasons for every single. What's up? Hi. Yeah. So he gave us concrete. Yes. So he gave us concrete reasoning as to why you should care about every single pillar of that class, which was fantastic. I've never experienced it in my life before.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that is the elevator ride to being a great professor versus just a good professor, is like being able to explain why shit matters as opposed to just being like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm teaching you, this, learn it or else. Like,
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
copy it down or else,
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
shout out
awesome.
to Kevin. Kevin's a great guy.
Yeah.
I loved
I,
most of my anthro professors. The one of them is like to this day, after like still taking, I think I took like 2 full years of anthro, I guess technically. He taught the so essentially there's 4 intro anthropology classes because there's 4 separate branches of anthropology, and so he taught the cultural one, so cultural anthro, which is a intro class, and he's like definitely the smartest person I've ever met in my entire life. Like the way he speaks and articulates and explains himself and explains concepts, like his perception of the world. Like maybe, so you talk about like a math whiz as being super smart, but he was that, but also like insanely wise in terms of world experience and stuff like that. And like you said, Trevor, like this is why this is important. Now, you don't have to just memorize this information. You should also understand why this information is relevant to you. And he would like, that was the one of the only classes in all of my college tenure that I actually looked forward to going to. Like I was happy that it was 3 days a week. And it would, we like literally it was discussion based. He wouldn't just lecture and stuff. He would like ask us questions and we would have to bounce off of each other and stuff like that. And literally every class we would run out of time with what we were talking about and like everyone in the class would be like, oh damn, like that's how good that class was and how great of a professor and of a human being he was, because he's just like, all the professors are conducting their own research in their own fields, and so the amount of world travel that these professors do and their cultural horizons are broad as fuck. So it's just they're remarkable people, and especially him and his ability to communicate information and why it matters, like you said, is just
dope.
Amazing. So that's Hearns Marcelin. He was a Haitian immigrant, and he was just like absolutely brilliant. He would make jokes about his accent all the time that were like super funny. But he was funny too, which was the crazy thing. Like he wasn't just wise, like he wasn't a wise old sage. He was like joking around the entire time too. So that was dope. That class, I'll never forget that class. That was awesome.
Noise.
Yeah.
The guy that I was talking about, Joseph Johnson. I looked up his name because I wanted to make sure that I got it on here. Shout out to you. You're fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So.
I'm bad at remembering professor names for whatever reason, but I was lucky to not have a lot of classes that were too bad or too dry. Yeah, I had a few, but like I guess one of my best professors was this dude named John Schwankler, who was like
money last name.
Schwanking it.
Schwankler, dude. Yeah, like SCHWENKLER. Yeah, he was like
giving the whole government out, huh? Just spelling it out for him.
Professor, I don't know. Yeah. But he was like the first class I actually ever went to. It was Intro to Philosophy, and I was like, "This is my first college class ever." Whoa, and freaking, and
oh, I thought you were imitating the professor.
Oh no,
no, that's just you. This is my first class I've ever taught.
No, he was like, he's probably like in his 30s, but he was like, seemed like so experienced, and he was like, kind of the same thing where he was super smart and he'd be talking about stuff, but he's like the skinniest dude ever, and he'd just be like. He'd just be like talking all the time with his hands and like scratching his nose and stuff.
Oh my god!
But like he was really funny, and philosophy was great. I actually kind of recommend it to a lot of people because especially his class, was so good at teaching like critical thinking. And like in philosophy, you have to write papers that are like, you can't just be flowery and long with this. It's like, make your point, say why you think that, like say why an objection to your point is wrong. And like get that out there, and like the fact that he made that actually fun and introduced that concept to me was fantastic. And yeah, and then I tried to senior year I tried to take another class with him, and I didn't read the full title. It was like History of Modern Philosophy : and I just like, oh yeah, John Schwankler, and freaking I join it, and it's like 4 grad students in a basement of the philosophy building, and it's. This is a class on Immanuel Kant, who is just one philosopher. We're going to be reading 2 books and going through them like 10 pages at a time, like analyzing everything. And I was like, all right. And I just dropped that, and I just switched classes to something. Some other.
Like, that was like when I went to take the hardest class in anthro is anthro theory. And so I went to take that class like earlier than I thought I should, because the great professor that I said was teaching it. And I wanted him to be the professor for that. And I ended up taking it later on with a different professor, because I went down there and it was like, okay, these are all people at the end of their degree and 2 grad students taking this class. I'm in way over my fucking head. I don't know how to talk about the subject at this level yet. I've done 1 semester of it. So I'm out. I'll come back later on. Unfortunately, he went on sabbatical the semester after, so I didn't get to take it with him. But God, that would have been a fucking great class if I was actually qualified at the time to take it.
You said peace out, baby.
He said peace out, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I said peace out, baby.
You said
I
peace
said
out,
peace
baby,
out, baby, and then he said peace out, baby. Yeah.
Peace
It
out,
went-
baby
it went
squared.
like that. Yeah.
Dang.
Get double entendre, peace, and square. Oh, we lit. Yo, sign me up to be a rapper.
Wow. 22 twos.
Hey, for y'all motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, dude.
God,
Goddamn.
that's
Dope.
22 tools for y'all motherfuckers. Yeah, so college was fun. Never going back until I go do my master's. I say
Never going back until I have to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
Never look
Yeah.
back.
I was
Never
gonna
look
say
back.
that.
Anyway, guys, you have any closing remarks on this chapter in your life on college? I'm sure more stories will come up from it in the future, but anything else you want to
Do you
say?
give yours first, or are you set?
You go ahead. Yenny,
Yeah. Oh, I graduated first, so I'll go first.
Is he cut out?
College was. Oh, I did. Oh, I don't know.
No,
But-
I think-
you're fine.
I think
Yeah,
the
I
audio
heard
just
him.
dropped. I don't know.
Do you hear me? All right.
Yeah.
But college was dope, man. That's my closing. It was all right. I don't know. It's a mixed
College was
bag.
dope.
Anyone going into college or going through college, you could, I think, definitely realize you can rely on yourself for the stuff. I think you'll learn a lot about how your limits and your abilities academic wise, and you can definitely go past what they currently are. I think, just realize how important keeping in at least decent contact with your family is, and, having some friends you can just freaking relax
Rely
with.
on and rely on.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, and if you're like in college or whatever, and I didn't do like, and not everyone wants this, but like if you want a fun social college experience, like go to clubs and stuff. That helps, and like find people with your interests. And, yeah, I think you'll be all right. So, yeah.
Well, there you go. Everyone that is feeling a little uneasy, you'll be all right. It
Yes.
says so.
That
End of
it
the day.
says so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no clubs right now, but
Yeah.
go ahead. But still, in the future,
Everything's gonna be digitalized in the next 50 years anyway, so get used to it.
get into some Discord with some people. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, when you said clubs initially, I thought you meant like clubs.
thought
as
you
in, like,
meant dancing,
partying
like,
clubs. Like
Oh,
when you talk
no.
about bars and clubs, I thought you were like, yo, just head down to the strip club, and you'll be making friends real fast. So,
On-
all right,
I don't know,
David, I
maybe-
guess.
On
Just
campus.
throw a couple ones
Yes,
and
on campus
you're all
organizations. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
that is my one biggest regret. I'm not gonna lie, is not not joining a club. I
Mhm.
wanted to for the longest time, especially when I switched over to finance. There were a couple good ones. I think there was one called the Young Investors Club that I just never got around to getting into. So don't let procrastination.
Participate.
Yeah, participate. Don't have any regrets. Just if you have an inkling that you want to do something, just do it. Don't overthink it, because you're gonna be like me and you're gonna have regrets like that. So
Yeah.
We participated in the Smash Club.
That is true.
yeah, I got my ass kicked by a guy named what was his name? Balls.
Balls.
Yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
Wario shat on my face, man.
Literally got your cheek clapped with the.
My man just nared me to up air and shit, and just walked me to victory.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I for the most part, I love college.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm not sad that I went through it. It was hell. A
Mhm.
lot of work. A
Yeah.
lot of
A lot
work
of
that
fucking
I
work.
probably, yeah, absolutely, mentally, physically, all that good stuff. But it builds character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
I would definitely say that college is easier and harder than it's cracked up to be. I guess in certain ways, it's easier in that, in terms of getting up every day and you have like a spaced out schedule and you have like a lot of free time and all that stuff. It's like it's an interesting life experience in that way, of that transition of I mean, everyone talks about this. This is not a new idea of going from your regimented 8 to 3 every day, Monday through Friday, to going like, oh, I have one class at 11 a.m. and then a 4-hour break, and then my only other class that day is at 2 or whatever, and then the next day I have 3 classes back to back to back or whatever. It's a whole freaking thing. You gotta really adapt to the environment. So yeah, I will say also, I definitely wish I got more out of the social aspects of college. In terms of clubs and stuff like that. I mean, it was kind of cursed because Miami is a huge frat culture, so like everything just rotates around the frats socially. So, it's like they're fucking ridiculous. They're cults basically. So anyway,
college. It's. I feel like a lot of it is kind of segmented and can be isolating a lot of the time. So if you're feeling lonely, you are not alone in that. I'll tell you that much. Yeah,
and that's the best phrase. That even let you feel alone, you're really not alone because there's so many other people that are alone like you. So it's all about finding those lonely people.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
connecting with
they're
each other.
sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone.
Dang,
Misery
what's that?
It's Piano Man.
Nice.
Believe it or not. Yeah. And I guess I'll close with a good piece of advice, what I felt is a good piece of advice that I heard recently is that in terms of talking to your professors, if you like a professor and stuff like that, I used to have this mindset that like I would be bothering them to ask them about, and specifically, I mean, now I'm gonna meet with one of my professors, not literally right now, but soon I'm gonna meet with one of my professors over Zoom to talk about like my future in anthropology and all that stuff, and like the different roads I can take and stuff like that. And I used to have this mindset of that, like, I didn't want to ask too many questions because I didn't want to bother my professors. But it was pointed out to me that this is their life. Like, they love talking about this shit. They made a career out of talking about this shit. So they're not only not annoyed, but they're excited when people come to them with that kind of question of like, what do you think about this? What should I do? Like, tell me what you know about this field. And they're like, fuck yeah, I'm a professor. Teaching is what I fucking do. So I mean, some professors are on tenure and they're assholes and they have no interest in that shit. They only care about their research. But you can definitely find the ones that are actually, diamonds in the rough, like we said, and will help you. And so, ask your professors those questions and form a relationship with them, because I really wish I had formed stronger relationships with a lot of my professors because they're so active in field work all the time. So that could have been like the roadmap to opportunity. But I feel like I did well enough in a lot of those classes that I could still reach out to them possibly. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Alex. You're still going through it, I'm
still going through it. I still got a lot of time, and like Cameron said, I'm just now like starting to talk to professors, and get the ball rolling in terms of like padding my portfolio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for med school, you need those fucking sweet recommendations too, I think, right? So so getting cozy with your professors is definitely a really good idea for you.
It's more, I know some colleges, like universities, med schools require like 3. One from a science professor, one from a medical doctor, and one from anything else.
Like a character reference type of thing, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like a letter of
a lot of universities do that for their like intensive grad programs.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a lot of fucking work. We talked about college being a lot of work, but you're definitely going to do more than I ever did, so...
Especially in this trash time, thank you. Especially in this trash time, because I was like planning, like I said, I was kind of like looking into research before everything. I was planning to like be out there more and get involved, and then like with COVID, like I said, I've been home for 8 months. I'm still going to be home for the spring semester, and it's like, how do I make myself stand out? I'm like on Zoom talking
when you're just a square.
Yeah, right.
That's just deadly.
And now you're on Zoom talking to us, so everything comes full circle.
You are not just a square to us, my guy. So,
I appreciate that.
That's what's up. Yeah, dude. Good luck with all that. You got it in the bag.
And congrats to Cameron and I again for
big
congrats. We lit.
Yeah.
Excited for the next couple
to
years.
Write the next chapter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Diploma mailed to me.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I think my brother actually even got like when he walked the stage, because he graduated 2 years ago, they just handed him like an empty folder, and then like and they were like,
nothing in it.
It was like your diploma will be mailed to you whenever. Yeah, so
same.
it's a little underwhelming, but anyway.
Well, yeah, guys. Thank you for listening very much. It's holiday season. Enjoy your different holidays well, safely. You know, spend time with family, distance, get in small groups. If
Be
you know,
safe.
definitely be safe. Like we said last episode.
Be
if you check
aware.
that-
Just be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's no need to turn one Christmas into you never seeing someone ever again in your life. Like,
Make sure that
Absolutely.
you see grandma. Make sure you see grandma next year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
we said all this in the last episode, yeah. So
Yeah.
hopefully you've
Yeah.
gotten the message already, but I mean, obviously it can't be said enough because when lives are on the line, so just be safe
Just
Yeah.
hygiene,
for sure.
Hmm?
eat your vitamins.
Take your
True.
vitamins.
yeah, keep your
Try,
immune system.
try a new dessert. I'm gonna try the Chick-fil-A what is it?
Peppermint milkshake.
Peppermint milkshake.
Nice.
Yeah, try a new
Boy.
dessert this year. Be a little experimental with your food this year. Don't do the
Sure.
same old.
Hmm
Yes.
There you go.
And I think we're coming out on Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas to everybody out there. If you're listening to this part of the video,
Yeah.
comment, tell us what you like about these episodes or don't like, things we can
Yeah,
do.
for sure.
improve.
Any feedback is well received for us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We love
Kind
it.
of freak out when we get new comments from people that we don't know. So,
If you're listening on iTunes, you can give us feedback by leaving a review as well. So that's great for us.
Super helpful.
we can
Yeah,
start
yeah.
reading reviews if you guys leave it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh, yeah.
incredible
Oh.
because that's what that platform's algorithm works off of is the reviews. So the more you can do that for us, the more appreciative we are, obviously, and we're appreciative of every like and comment we get. We're
Yeah.
small, we're DIY. I got this budget ass setup. I got my phone right now and a bunch of cardboard boxes. The same thing with the mic. So
My laptop is sitting on a textbook, so
we're
Yeah.
going through it. We're doing our best to get this set up and done and pump out entertaining content for the people, for the beautiful people. So please
Yeah.
let us know how you
Yeah,
feel. Please give us feedback. So, and
Yeah.
even if you choose not to, if you're a little shy, thank you for listening.
You hate
Yeah.
shit. Thumbs down that bitch, you know?
That's fine.
Don't-
Yeah.
I would
We're
I
not
would
gonna ask
prefer
for
you not to
dislikes,
do that, but yes, you can absolutely rate it however you please.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
do us this one favor, if you do hit a dislike, let us know why so that we
Yes.
can improve.
Yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Alright.
So thank you so much. Been real.
I love you all.
Adios.
Peace out, baby.